What's up, everybody? Joe Ferrara here from Fightful.com, FightfulMMA.com. Make sure you give us all a follow online at Fightful MMA, as well as at Fightful Online. Lots of content there for boxing, wrestling, mixed martial arts, and you name it, we cover it. I thought I'd go old school this week and get some questions from the fans. My followers at Showdown Joe, just to send me some thoughts and some comments, some questions, and let me rant off on a few things. I got a couple from Twitter and a couple from Facebook. We'll kick things off on Twitter with @MassF, who says, "What do you think happens to Weidman if he loses 4 in a row?" Well, Chris cannot lose 4 in a row. We know that. I mean, the division himself, he's the former champ, but yeah, you can't lose 4 in a row. I think Sean Ross Sapp said it best on our Holy Smokes podcast earlier this week on Tuesday, where if Weidman does lose, he may have to move up to 205 pounds. It's a division that doesn't have much depth, and they could use Chris up there. Yeah, he cannot lose to Kevin Gastelum. All the pressure this Saturday is on Chris, in my opinion. We move on over to @GRW43. Will we ever see Ben Askren in the UFC or back in Bellator against top welterweights? To be honest with you, never say never. Right now, I do say no, though. I don't think we'll ever see Ben Askren in the UFC. I don't think the UFC wants to use him or have him compete in the octagon. Bellator, you never really know. But Askren, I think, is doing just fine. Apparently, he's getting paid boatloads of money. I mean, didn't he get a Lamborghini after the victory in his last fight? Sell the Lamborghini. You're probably set for life. So I don't know if we're ever going to see Ben Askren over here back in the States. But like I said, never say never. Move over to Facebook right now. Brennan Kovic says, "Do you think John Jones will actually make it to the octagon this time?" Oh man, there was a joke on one of our live chats during one of the post-show podcasts where someone had mentioned that put John under lock and key right now so he does get to that main event title fight with Daniel Cormier. I'm going to give John the benefit of the doubt. I think he does show up there in that main event fight, but I mean, history has proven otherwise, right? We'll see. Still on Facebook, Greg Cornell, excuse me. He's like, yeah, how can McGregor be one of the best so-called champs without defending a belt? Touche, good point. He's never defended that title, but look at what he has done. Pretty much everything he's predicted has come true. He took out Jose Aldo in 13, 14 seconds. Then he goes in, takes out Eddie Alvarez. First time ever a champion has held 2 belts in 2 weight classes at the same time. The guy's a crazy-ass fighter. He's an amazing fighter. But yeah, the champ semantics, I see what you're saying. Hopefully he does come back and defend the title. I mean, the rumors are December against Khabib Nurmagomedov. We will see what happens with that. Final question on Facebook, Thomas McCulley. Too many cards are getting altered or canceled due to injuries. What can promotions do? What can fighters do? Look, man, you're talking to a guy that used to be called duct tape. I know exactly what it's like to train. Not on a professional level. I've never been a professional athlete, but mixed martial arts training has busted up as many of these joints in my body as you can possibly imagine. So there's a lot of rigors that go in there. The only thing the obvious is they train safe. They train smart. Don't be around other people like what happened to Dominic Cruz where he's sparring with someone and someone falls on his leg and he's gone for a better part of 2.5 years. Got to be careful. For promotions, there are a few things you can do. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is, when you put these cards together, it's almost like you want to stack them. Stack them, for example, if it's a welterweight title fight, have 4 or 5 welterweight title fights, 4 or 5 welterweight bouts on that card. So if people get injured, you can move some guys into the main event slot or into the co-main event or whatever it is. So, and there's plenty of weight divisions. You can have these types of fights, many fights of the same weight class, 2 weight classes per event or 3 maximum. That way, if something happens, you are protected. All right, don't forget, Saturday is the UFC Long Island event. I won't be around, but Sean Ross Sapp will be covering it afterwards for the post show. Make sure you join him and join both of us every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern with the Holy Smokes podcast.